Hello followers and welcome back to MrMFretwell Plays Minecraft, and you join me in the kind of tight branch mines. And as you can see in my inventory, I have two ender chests. One is intended for the branch mine, so I'm going to put that right there, and the reason for that is because I have a lot of very useful things in here. Not so much the gravel. I would like some torches, so let's just throw those in there for the time being. And we have a lot of cobble. So today we are going to be getting started on the mega build project, and I'm going to outline my ideas for that shortly, but I just wanted to get this in, the fact that we've actually made a couple of ender chests now, and I'm using them at this point to transport some of the cobblestone that we have here out of the branch mine and to the building site, which is on the surface. And that'll do for now. I have transferred all of the cobblestone that I had in the storage room, so it's just the stuff left in the branch mines now that I'm falling back onto, really, because I don't have, in the grand scheme of things, that much cobble. I have some, but I don't have a great amount. Now, for any normal build project, I would have plenty, but this is not any normal build project, and we're getting towards late afternoon. And one thing I am going to have to put up here is a bed, because I do really need a bed. I think I have one in the storage room. Somewhere I have one in the storage room. We'll probably get that because we're going to need a bed, because we are going to be working outside. And there's a bug in the game right now where if you actually hit any animals, they remain in that state. So put my ender chest right here for the time being, and I'm going to just ditch these things off, just so that I've got enough room. And I'm going to head back downstairs into the bedroom, and then we're going to move on from there. And I'm going to pick up a bed, and then I think we'll be good to go. So, yeah, I'm not going to reveal it right until the last minute. I'm going to keep you hanging for a little bit, so that I don't reveal anything. But I'm really excited to be building one of these. It's something that I have wanted to do and have never really found the energy to do it, certainly off camera. So let's just grab a bed from the storage room and we'll be good to go. So I still haven't done anything with that sword yet. Do I have a... where would I leave beds? Would I leave them in miscellaneous, maybe? Dies. Is it not in the random junk that I have lying around? Maybe I don't have a bed. Maybe I thought I did and I don't. That's okay. We've got wood and we have wool, so we can just make one. In fact, that's the perfect amount of planks for that. How strange. So we've got ourselves a bed. And we're first going to build a very, very tall platform. And this is not part of the build itself. It's just designed to give me a top-down view of what is actually going on as I build the thing, so that I can kind of get the gist of what direction it's going in, really. So it's so much easier now we've gotten rid of all of the pens to actually work on this, because they're kind of all out of the way now, which is great. So here is where all my stuff is currently. I'm going to be probably taking it up the platform for safety reasons more than anything else. So we have some ladders here. Where's my stone bricks? Let's grab those. And we're going to need more ladders than what that's going to give me. So if all else fails, and also I need a crafting bench as well. We haven't got one of those here yet. So let's make a crafting bench. We can just pop that guy down there, and I'm gonna get a good amount of ladders. So how many does that give me? 64 and 18. That's a good amount of ladders to have. So where do I want to build this platform? Well, the build is going to be down here, so I'm thinking maybe right here would be a good spot. And we're just going to build our ladder up like so. And this is going to take some time because I want to get quite high up. So while I'm building this, let me outline my idea to you. So in the Minecraft trailer that came out with 1.0, one of the things that it said you could do was build a majestic castle. Now, we aren't going to build a majestic castle, but what we are going to build is a fort. We're going to build a medieval fort on top of where this is, and this is going to be the medieval mega project, I guess we're going to call it. The medieval mega project. We're going to build a fort up here on the surface, and this fort is going to have a couple of houses in it which are going to contain villagers. The villagers from the sandstone village over there, we're going to bring those guys back in minecarts, and we're going to populate the fort itself. And it's going to function as protection so that monsters can't run at me from all directions when I'm trying to come out of that little area there, which is also very handy. On top of that, we are also going to be working on trying out some different building ideas. I did take a look online at some real-life medieval forts just to kind of get the gist of what was really required, and we're not going to stick to what I would say is traditional, because this is Minecraft, it's fantasy. We can do so much with it, but I'm going to kind of somewhat stick to the normal style, but we might mix it up a bit. For example, the forts generally have 4 rounded turrets. We might make some square, that kind of thing, just to vary it up a bit. We're going to add some monster protection, because giant spiders didn't occur in medieval times just like they don't now, but in Minecraft they do, so that's something that we need to do. Now I'm really high up. This is high enough now to the point where I can see where the entire thing is going to be on this render distance. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make a sort of a lip around the ladder well, like so, and we're going to build a sky platform up here. We're going to bring our resources up here bit by bit as I make a trip up here, and this is going to serve as a lookout point so I can take a top-down view of what's going on with the fort itself as I'm building it, so I can get some different views. And it's also safer up here than down there. I'm going to put my bed up here and so forth to kind of just take advantage of the height limit that we have now. This might give some people vertigo, so I apologize if that does happen to you. Look away for the time being is all I can really suggest. So we need to have room here for my chests and that kind of thing, so I'm thinking of extending the back of the platform out just a little bit, like so. And then we're going to put a wall around the edge just so that we don't happen to fall off. And I'm going to be out of stone bricks, but this is good enough. We're not going to be going really into that corner. So we're going to put my bed up here, and we're going to get my main supplies from up here as well. So, moon dancing sheep. So in today's episode we're going to focus on getting a frame together for the fort. And then probably next episode we will work on kind of fleshing out the frame, and then finally we will add some aesthetical detail to the frame itself. Well, to the fort. It won't be a frame by then. So first, what am I doing? I have an axe. Let's get you, and let me get my main equipment at this point, and the useful stuff. So we want to take all the wood up, my fire resistance potion, the slabs, and the cobble itself I will probably take up bit by bit, because I'm going to need so much of it anyway to build the thing. But the main equipment is going to be up here, and once the fort itself is done, this is going to be tore down because I will not need it any longer. This is kind of like a temporary platform to work from, and if I decide to do some crafting at night or smelting or whatever it is that I want to do, I can do that in relative safety without things sneaking up behind me. So we've got our crafting bench up here now. We did not bring any chests up here, but that's okay because I could just make one. I have a ton of wood, and I can get a ton more wood if we need it, so that's not too much of an issue. So let me just do this, and I'm going to get my tools back out now, because we're probably going to start work on this pretty much straight away. So yeah, so here is where it's going to be built. Now I left this here deliberately, because this is going to be where the outer edge of one of the walls is going to be. We're going to have a nice bay of reeds in that particular area, and I haven't worked out the entire fort and how it's going to look yet, but I do have a good idea of what I want to do, sort of. For example, I know I want to put quite a tall tower here because we're up the side of a hill, and I do know that I want to have kind of like a bay here. And I'm going to start by obviously throwing up this frame, and I want a good amount of reeds to be behind the bay. Sugarcane, I know what it's called, and I'm thinking we're going to make it 3 wide with the walkway, and we're just going to kind of extend it to where this is right here, and this is probably where my my turret is going to begin for this corner where it kind of hits this hill. So let's just do that, and obviously we're going to have to go across here, and we're going to go all the way across to the other side of the river. So I'm going to take out the sugar cane here, pick that up, and all the sugar cane from the outside, for now at least, is going to get removed. We don't need that. It's just eye clutter for right now, so we're going to take that out. And we shouldn't run into too many problems this side. Whoops. Well, that's not too bad. So now what we need to do is we need to go across the bay. Now, this is, as I say, only a temporary frame. There won't be a wall here. I'm thinking of putting a portcullis right here instead of a wall. No, I didn't think of that, the height, but that's something that's adjustable. So everything up to here, I'm just going to bring this down a little bit, and this is just a rough frame. I've not done much at all with this at all yet, so I'm just trying to get a rough sort of frame at this point. And I think here is where the turret's going to be. We're going to work on adding those in second. We want the frame first, so this is going to come out to here, and we're going to have this. And the first thing I want to do is kind of get the shape together. Then we're going to add the height of the main fort, and then we're going to work on the frame for the turrets. So let's just get rid of these, and I can nom on a tater, and I'm going to get back across here within good time. So this might look like a bit of a mess right now, but that's only because it's a very early frame. This is all probably, and certainly in this area, going to change at this point. So let's just link these two up like so, and we now kind of have our first section of the frame finished. And that is the hardest part. Getting that bit right is going to be the hardest part. Everything else is kind of is easier, to be honest, because we're going to be working on solid land. That is the only bit that goes over water. So I wanted to get the hard bit out of the way first, and then we're going to work on the easier bits now. So up we go, right up to high in the sky. I can see my entire world here. Well, not my entire world, but most of it. Certainly the bits that I use of it. So here we are. As you can see, we've got the start going on here. We're going to kind of bring this around. It's going to go into that forest a bit and then come around and go to the other side. So that's kind of the plan at the moment. Now, I did not leave any cobble up here, right? No. Because we're going to need to refresh our supplies on cobble at the moment. So from the perimeter walls of this, we're going to have a good amount of protection from things like zombies and skeletons, creepers and spiders. I'm going to add defenses in so that we don't end up with them, just to make it a little easier on myself, if anything else. So, oh, somebody's shooting us. You under the platform there, guy. There we are. My sword will hold out for a little bit. I'm not too worried about it breaking instantaneously. A chainmail guy over there. Now, how far is there pathfinding? That was about maybe 30 blocks away. I'm not going to have to put up with this for too much longer. Oh, and he dropped his chainmail. Lovely. I might be able to repair that somewhat. Take an arrow to the face. There we are. that's that done. I wish the sheep would stop running. It's kind of disturbing, really. So now let's get this bit brought across here, and I'm going to add supports and foundations and so on as well to make it a little easier. So now you can kind of see why I wanted a lot of cobble. So across here maybe, and I'm thinking, ooh, pick up this experience. I'm thinking we really need to stop sort of here-ish. And I think that if there is a monster there, I can see it. There's a zombie. There we are. I'm thinking here is where the next corner needs to be, and then we need to kind of run sort of to here at the moment. Kind of do this. So let me fix this up, and we're going to have to level off the land inside the fort and so on, and we'll do all of that in due course. It's just a case of at the moment getting the frame together for what we're going to be doing here. So this is a good size actually, looking at it. This is going to be probably with the entrance there, and there's going to be another entrance on the side somewhere. We will probably maybe be able to get perhaps 4 or 5 houses in here, which is a good amount for the villagers certainly to populate, because there's quite a lot of them in that village. Well, the thing is, I hope there's a lot of them, because they were there last time I checked on them, but I have been AFK in that area, so I don't know whether they are still there or not. I'm unsure on that at this moment in time. Now all these trees and so forth are going to have to be cleared out of here, but not to worry. We will have a few nice decorative trees in here, no doubt. So, am I? Oh no, I've got plenty of cobble. So now where does this kind of meet? I don't want to go over at this point. So we're going to kind of go to where this sort of hill rises up, but we're not going to go much further than that. So I'm thinking we're going to want to leave a bit of room for the turret itself, the tower. I think the tower will probably sit here, and when it kind of levels off like this, at this point we will probably turn. We're going to turn from here, and as I say, this is mainly just guesswork. There's not much I can really do at the moment to kind of test the theory, really. So in terms of this, I'm probably going to remove this, and then there will be an entrance up here with a maybe a stairwell, that kind of thing. And I need to measure its height as well, because the height currently I'm going to make 7. But let's just connect up this. I can kind of shape the terrain a little bit here if we really need to. It's not a problem to go ahead and do that. What is a problem though is having a fort that's too short, if that makes sense. So as you can see, I'm already depleting a lot of my cobble just by building the frame of this thing. And I initially was going to do it 5x5, but that was just way too thick. So we're going to have to tear down this birch tree. I guess we'll just put the tree out of its misery at this point. Got an achievement through doing that, apparently. So we're going to get some birch wood out of the deal. Now, the wood I'm going to be using in this build is going to be oak, because I kind of like the way oak and cobble mix. But, I mean, if you want to build your own fort, and I'm going into Mr. Tutorial mode here, you can use whatever wood you like. I will leave that up to you. So this is the near edge, so we're going to want to... I'm going to just chop down these trees now before they become too much of a problem at this point. Let's just get rid of this, and this. There we are. Let's start clear it out. This is going to be the near edge. So this is the near section. We're going to want to go 3 more out from this at least for the frame. So right here. And these will then eventually totally connect up, and we'll be good to go from there. So let's put you here. I'm going to clear these out. I don't have any shears on me, so I can't really speed the process up much. And let's just link this together for convenience. and that tree's not too bad at the moment. So now let's wrap up this, and then we're going to take a look at what it kind of looks like once we've finished it off. That's only too wide. We want to go here like this, and then we will continue our wall, road, whatever you want to call it at this point. And I'm not really sure why I did that and made it like a bridge, because it makes more sense to me, at least, to just kind of do this. So I'm not sure why I did that, but it's all changeable, which is the important thing. Now, you are going to have to go, Mr. Tree, I'm afraid. I'm going to get more wood out of it, though, so that's always good. I'll probably use the birch wood for anything that I don't intend to use planks for. So things like ladders and stuff like that, just to save on resources, really. So we can do this, and then we just need to kind of head through here and finish it off. So now we've got the basis of a frame going on here. It's kind of... that bit isn't connected up at the far side, so we need to do that. But we are getting the basics together at this point, which is great. So let's grab some more cobble. And I most certainly will not have enough cobble from what I have at the moment, supply-wise, to finish this. But what was I doing here? We will have enough once I branch mine some more. Just made it too wide, apparently, for no real reason. We want to go like this and go a bit further out. There we are. So let's put this together, and then this, and then that. And I'm only doing this very roughly. It's not anything really super complex at this point. And you know what, I'm gonna tear this down. It's dead weird looking for me. Let's just get rid of this. I'm gonna save on cobble. We don't really know the height yet, so that's going to be the next thing that we're going to look at, is the height. So let me just get a couple of bits of cobble back. Here we are. We'll keep going and keep going. There we are. Now we're at the other side again. Did not mean to use my shovel there. Here we go. We can just come down here for a little bit. I'm going to collect all the cobble that I have lost, because it's more cobble that we can use. Hey, an apple. Looky. A nice juicy red apple. Keep my strength up while I'm building this. So let's do this instead. Oops. Well, that's not too bad. I haven't made too many wrong blocks yet. And we'll just collect the rest of this up. There, now we're looking much better. Probably going to put my land entrance right here, because we've kind of got this valley right here which goes off that way, so we'll probably put some form of entrance in here later. I'm not too bothered about that at the moment, though. So all we need to do now is kind of hook the far side up, and then we've got the frame pretty much done. Take those out. So now we just need to get the far side wrapped up. I'm gonna have to put torches down now. Is this gonna violate the skylight? Is what I want to know. I'm gonna put torches up, and then I'll probably be right back when we start looking at the height of the thing. Let's get this out of the way. Now for here, I don't mind doing like a little bridge setup right here, because this is going to get filled in. There we go. So now we've got that kind of sorted. We've got the whole frame fixed up now. All we really need to do is kind of level the land in here and put torches up and that kind of thing. And at that point we should be ready to actually begin filling out the area, really, which is great news. So up we go, up to the very top of the ladder. We're going to be king of the ladder, that's for sure. So this is going to give me a great opportunity now to see A, how big the fort's going to be and whether it's the appropriate size, and B, roughly how much cobble I'm going to need in order to finish it. So what are we looking at here? Oh, I didn't finish that bit. Well, that is plenty big enough, I have to say. There's plenty of room there, which is great. Always good to see. That's going to be, I think, the right size. If we have an entrance way, we need a path by the reeds, sort of like that, to my entrance there. There's enough room for a house in the corner, maybe another house over there, perhaps two behind there, and we've got this room here for maybe a public community area in the corner. And I think that's going to give us the appropriate amount of room. So all I need to do now really is get that last bit hooked up, and then we need to kind of do some land reshaping at this point to try and make it all nice and level. I think that's what I really want to do. As for this area, I'm not sure. When I say land resculpting, I mean more this area and this area where it's really high. I don't mind the block elevation slightly changing. It's just when it's more than one block, I don't really like it, because it's kind of violating the wall a little bit, so we don't want that really. So now what we need to do is just wrap this last section of the frame up, and then we need to start thinking about height and clearing out the land. So here we go, let's wrap this up. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to cut the camera, and I'm going to put torches down to prevent mobs from spawning all over this place, so that I can work here within relative safety a bit more throughout the night. And also so that I don't have a ton of them in my way when I'm climbing back down the ladder. So all of this is going to have to go. I'm going to take all the trees down, I'm going to reshape this a little bit, so that I can get a more of a consistent height going. That'll decay in time. And these couple of trees that are kind of left on the edge, I don't see why they would have to move. Unless their leaves are in the way, then I will not touch them, because they kind of add to the natural look without me having to do anything, which is always great. If I can save myself a little bit of time, then that's going to be handy, because this is going to be a big build. It's going to take a long time to do. Certainly filling in the walls anyway and getting that stuff done is going to take some time. Look at that skelly camping out there, just under the... Seems slowly turning around like, hey, and just take an arrow straight to the face. So let's clear this out. I know I'm also going to clear out all the tall grass and stuff like that, because we really don't want that. I'm glad that we've managed to keep the skylight. I'm really happy about that. It's a nice addition. I like the fact that I can see it in my base. And we're just going to go up to here. And this area where there's like this sort of trench in the earth, I'm going to have to fill all of this in as well, so that we've got a nice level ground here to work with. So that's kind of the frame for sort of how I want to do the walls and sizing things. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of cut the camera, and I'm going to clear out all the trees and stuff, and I'm going to kind of get some light down in here so that we are not experiencing as many mob spawns. I'm going to fill in things like this and get all of this wrapped up, and then we'll move on to the next part, where we're going to be starting to look at how tall we want this thing, because that's going to be the next logical part. I'm not sure how long this has actually been, so this may be a full episode. So if it is, I will see you later, and have that good day. But if not, then I will be right back, guys. So, yeah, see you whenever, really, I guess. I'm going to say be right back. Be right back, guys, even though it might be a day or so before you see the next part. So, be right back.